Prince Alaric of Velhannis walks the hallways of the Grand Palace, his mind weighed down by his responsibilities. Every decision he makes seems to inch him closer to the inevitable. His arranged marriage to Lady Alara, a politically motivated union designed to secure the kingdom's borders. Alaric feels trapped under the expectations of his father, King Edelmar, who demands that his son sacrifice personal happiness for the sake of the realm. Late one evening, Alaric wanders into the palace garden to escape his thoughts, finding solace in the quiet night. A soft breeze rustles the leaves, but his mind is far from peace. He knows that every step he takes in his life has already been chosen for him. And love, in his case, is a luxury. Enter Captain Dorian Valen. As the youngest, most skilled protector of the royal family, Dorian commands respect. A stoic figure with a quiet intensity, he always seems to be present when Alaric needs him, but never intrudes on the prince's personal space. He observes Alaric, understanding the loneliness of the crown and his burdens, but never daring to get closer, until this night. Dorian interrupts Alaric's solitary walk through the garden, standing by the palace doors in his silver armor. Dorian doesn't just guard the prince's body. He stands guard over his emotions, albeit from a distance. Their eyes meet, and in that moment, the connection is undeniable. They speak softly, and as Alaric reveals his internal struggles, Dorian listens attentively. The conversation is brief, but it stirs something unspoken. Both men walk away, understanding that they share a connection that could cost them everything. Days pass, but Alaric's thoughts keep returning to Dorian. He begins seeking out moments alone in the garden again, and Dorian seems to be, coincidentally, on duty near him during these moments. There is no more formal exchange, just stolen glances, lingering words, and unspoken attraction building between them. One evening, in the quiet under the moonlight, their paths cross once more. Alaric speaks again of his loneliness, and this time, Dorian responds differently. He confesses that he too knows the pain of duty, of being locked in a cage of rules, of being separated from true desires. For the first time, Alaric sees the vulnerability in Dorian's usually cold eyes. They both step closer without thinking. No words are needed as Dorian touches Alaric's shoulder in a rare gesture of comfort. It's a fleeting moment, but it's enough. Neither one of them pulls away. Alaric steps back first, heart racing, while Dorian remains still, face unreadable. That follow, their stolen moments deepen. They begin speaking of everything except their roles. Dorian speaks of his early training, his struggles as an orphan, and how he came to serve the royal family. Alaric reveals his dreams of freedom, of choosing his own path, not having the weight of an entire kingdom pressed upon him every day. These late-night encounters are intoxicating. For the first time, Alaric feels truly seen, not as the crown prince, but as a man. Dorian too finds solace in these moments, as they build a bond beyond what either had imagined. Yet with every step closer, the weight of their secret becomes heavier. As tensions within the court escalate, Dorian uncovers information that chills him to the bone. A faction of influential nobles, including Lady Alara, are plotting against the royal family, intending to overthrow King Edelmar and use Alaric's impending marriage to their advantage. It's a high-stakes game of power, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Dorian confronts Alaric about the conspiracy, and after initially refusing to believe it, Alaric starts digging into the court's activities. The discovery shatters his trust in those around him. Meanwhile, the prince's forbidden affection for Dorian only intensifies in the face of all the lies surrounding them. They grow ever more reliant on one another as they prepare to expose the traitors and defend the throne. Amid the confusion, as they plan their counterattack against the conspirators, their bond breaks the last boundary. One night, as the tension of their secret nears its breaking point, they stand close in a secluded hallway, the flickering light of a candle casting long shadows. Alaric finally lets go of his fear and confesses his feelings, telling Dorian how he can't live without him. Dorian hesitates, struggling to suppress his own feelings of affection, but in that instant, their lips meet. It's desperate, charged with emotions they'd bottled up for months, a kiss that could very well ruin them both. The day of Alaric's betrothal banquet arrives. It should be a time of celebration, but Alaric's suspicions are growing. The tension in the palace is palpable, and just as Alaric and Dorian fear, the coup begins. As assassins attempt to strike the prince down, Dorian steps forward, risking his life to protect Alaric. During the chaos, Dorian takes a blade meant for Alaric, and the two fight desperately against the conspirators, saving the kingdom in the process. Though Alaric stands victorious, Dorian is grievously wounded. Alaric realizes the price of their love when Dorian is injured. He confesses his feelings once again, not in secret, but to the public, in front of the nobles who now suspect their relationship. Alaric stands in front of the royal court and boldly declares his affection for Dorian. His father, the king, is enraged, and the court is torn, but the people rally behind the prince's courage. With the assassination plot exposed and political intrigue unraveling, Alaric takes a stand for love, challenging centuries of tradition to take control of his own fate. With the court torn between the prince's marriage and his scandalous relationship with Dorian, Alaric is forced to choose: stay true to his love for Dorian or forsake everything for duty. Alaric rejects the arranged marriage, proposing a new political alliance with another kingdom, one that recognizes his right to choose who he loves. In the face of political threats and family pressure, Alaric and Dorian emerge victorious, though the cost has been high. Dorian is acknowledged not only as the prince's protector, but as a true partner in ruling Valhannes. Several months pass. Alaric's new reign has reformed the kingdom, ushering in laws that promote freedom, love, and equality. A kingdom where its citizens are free to choose love over power. He and Dorian walk side by side, watching the sun set behind their palace, knowing their love, once forbidden, is now a force that will change their world forever.